Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm Steele. We'll be analyzing symbolism in Shakespeare's play, Macbeth.
Symbolism is the use of images, speech, or actions to implicitly represent certain ideas or themes. As an example, the three witches in the play represent the Fates, who seemingly control the destiny of the main character, Macbeth.
There are many different symbols in the play Macbeth. One of these symbols are the contrast between light and dark, good and evil. A majority of the murders in the play are executed during the night, or during dark and gloomy times.
The darkness represents evil, chaos, and disorder. The dark atmosphere tries to embody how evil the actions or people within the scene are. With the death of Duncan, the killing of Banquo, and the appearance of the witches, the times in which these events occur are all dark.
Duncan, the current king of Scotland, was killed at night, while sleeping.
Banquo, who knew about the prophecy, was killed on the way to Macbeth's castle. It was so dark that torches were needed for them to get around.
And when the witches first appeared, it was in a dark and gloomy setting, with a thunderstorm brewing above. In Act 2, Scene 4, lines 8 and 9, Ross quotes, "The darkness does the face of earth entomb when living light should kiss it."
After the murder of King Duncan, Ross and the old man are conversing about the abnormal behavior of nature, and Ross describes the days as being darker than they once were. This is an example of the chaos in the play caused by the breaking of the order in the chain of being.
An evil deed has been committed of astronomical proportions. Regicide. Macbeth has killed the human closest to God and brought evil onto the world.
Another symbol in the play Macbeth is the blood that represents the guilt of Macbeth and his lady.
Macbeth's guilt appears shortly before killing Duncan, and gradually gets pushed aside, whereas Lady Macbeth's guilt only manifests later on in the play. In Act 2, Scene 2, lines 60 to 61, Macbeth quotes, "Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand?"
However, Macbeth does not show any signs of his conscious guilt throughout the rest of the play, although there are indications of his unconscious guilt. For example, after he learns that the murderers were successful in killing Banquo, he sees Banquo's spirit. In Act 3, Scene 4, lines 38 to 39, the director notes, quote, "Enter the ghost of Banquo." This is a symbol for the guilt Macbeth feels in killing his friend.
Lady Macbeth's guilt only begins to appear to the viewer or reader during Act 5, Scene 1, when we see her sleepwalking. The gentlewoman reports to the doctor that this isn't the first time. The queen's guilt was building up to the point that she couldn't sleep peacefully, and instead spent her nights trying to wash off the blood. In Act 5, Scene 1, lines 33, Lady Macbeth quotes, "Out, damn spot! Out, I say!" And then, in lines 47 to 49, she continues with, "All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand."
The stain of blood on her hand represents the guilt she feels for aiding in the plot to kill the king. Clothes are a less obvious symbol throughout the play.
We see many images of clothes that represent the social standing of the characters. In Act 1, Scene 3, line 109, Macbeth quotes, "The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?" Macbeth is confused when Angus and Ross deliver the news of his newfound title, believing that it still belongs to another lord. The image of borrowed robes represents the title he just received.
In various parts of the play, clothes are used to represent the status of character. Act 5, Scene 2, lines 20 to 22, quote, "Angus. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief." Angus expresses his distaste for Macbeth by saying how unfit he is to be king.
In Act 1, Scene 7, line 33 to 35, Macbeth quotes, "He hath honored me of late, and I have bought the golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss." Macbeth was just given the title by the king and highly praised, so he knows people's suspicions won't be drawn to him.
In conclusion, Shakespeare is a master of figurative language. He almost flawlessly used figurative language to add depth into Macbeth, making it a multi-dimensional play with both obvious and hidden themes.